Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Weather Wiz with Dave. And today I'm going to give an update about Winter Storm Hernando that is currently affecting parts of the Northeast right now. And so far, this has been a very historic snowfall for the Northeast. So let's get right into the details. All right, so looking at the GFS forecast models, so what we have here is we have had a huge low pressure system that formed just off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean across the Northeast, and it has dumped so much snowfall from parts of Maryland all the way up to Maine, and some places have already received 3 feet of snowfall or more already, and and in fact, some places in Maine is still under a blizzard warning as well as a winter storm warning. So as as you can see here, this is currently where the low pressure system is at. It's moving over Maine right now. So it's still snowing a lot in Maine. Um, and even though the snow is all done in places like New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, it's still very windy there right now with like winds around 40 or 50 miles per hour. So it's basically blowing all of the snow around, making the conditions worse and everything. And yeah, and you can see that it's still very windy across the Northeast because the isobars are still very close s- together, and isobars are basically lines of equal pressure, and they determine the pressure gradient, and in other words, isobars determine if it's super windy at a specific place or not. So yeah, and if we look at the overall picture of the 250 millibar wind speed, there is another deep upper level trough that will move across the east. So as we go uh, later into this week, the deep upper level trough is expected to move eastward, and it's still going to bring lots of cold air for the Northeast as well as the Great Lakes as well. And if we take a look at the temperatures, let's see. Yeah, so right here, this is on Wednesday morning. On Wednesday morning, parts like New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine is going to experience temperatures in the single digits uh, as the low pressure, or not as low pressure as the low temperature for that day. And then for the high temperature, it's only gonna get up to like around 25 or so. So it's gonna be very cold across the Northeast for a while, and even parts of the Midwest as well. As that as that deep upper level trough moves on through. And if we look at the precipitation type as of right now for the GFS, so that so there's actually more snowfall that's expected to work its way into the Great Lakes as well as the Northeast that has already done received 3 feet of snow in some places or more uh, across parts of New York, Long Island, and also New Jersey, coastal parts of Maryland. So yeah, and more snow is expected to come this this Wednesday. Specifically, Wednesday, like late morning on Wednesday, going into the afternoon hours. That's when it's gonna make its way to places like New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, as they're gonna get like 3 more inches of snow on top of the 2 feet or 3 feet of snow that they already have on the ground now. And with that being said, let's look at the total snowfall totals as of right now. So yeah, you can see that cities like Boston already has over a foot of snow already. Some parts in Boston already have 20 inches of snow. Parts of Maine have like 18 inches, 23 inches in the northern Maine. So this has been a very historic snow, a very historic winter storm uh, for for the New England region, as as this low pressure system just dumped so much snowfall i- into these areas, and that snowfall was just very persistent. Uh, it was snowing hard all day and night for a couple of days, and then it was windy as well, and it still is very windy right now across the Northeast. And now if we go back to the winter storm warnings and blizzard warnings, so there still is a blizzard warning for parts of Maine, specifically Bangor, Maine, and yeah, for Bangor, Maine, or cities near Bangor, Maine, additional snow accumulations up to 3 inches for a storm total of 6 to 14 inches, heaviest across coastal Washington County. Winds gusting as high as 55 miles per hour. So, yes, it's actually very impressive that with these winter storm warnings, the winds are basically equivalent to tropical storm force winds, but with snow. And actually, let's go and see how the satellite looks like. Let's see how the satellite looks like, because earlier the satellite had actually looked at just like a hurricane setup, which was very impressive. So so yeah, you can still kind of see it right here. The low pressure system, it's like it's very packed together, tied up close together, which shows that this winter storm was very powerful, and it impacted millions of people across the Northeast. And also there have been lots of power outages as well for like parts of Maryland, Massachusetts, and as well as other cities in the New England region. So yeah, this winter storm has been very powerful and historic. And if we go to the current snowfall depths, so like with the darker shade of blue here, it indicates between 20 and 39 inches. And so for some parts, Long Island has done got like over 20 inches of snowfall around this area. For New York City, they have got like over a foot, like around 13 or 14 inches, which is still a whole lot. And then parts of Maine, or yeah, parts of Maine has got like over a foot, and then places like Boston, Massachusetts has got almost 2 feet of snow as of now. They already got like 21 or 22 inches of snow, which is crazy. And more snow is on the way later this week. Uh, uh, Potentially 3 more inches on top of all of that snow they already have. So so winter came at full blast for this last week of February for the Northeast. And yeah, and even across the Great Lakes, there's still some snowfall on the ground. And yeah, that's about all what I have to say. Be sure to pay attention to your local weather forecast. I will keep you updated on any changes. And make sure to like, subscribe. And until next time, the Weather Wizard with Dave is out.